All right, hi everybody. Sorry, it took me a second to kind of get everything online. Good to see you all. Welcome to Waltz week number 4. I can't believe that we've already made it through an entire month of Waltz steps. So excited to dance with you tonight. We're going to review everything that we did over the last couple of weeks and over the last 4 weeks, and then we will. We're going to dance a lot to music tonight. I think it's going to be a great time. So why don't we warm up first? I'm going to throw on some music and let's just get moving around a little bit, warm up your bodies, and then we'll start dancing. All right, so at this point, I don't need you to be perfect. I just want you to move. Just get your body warmed up. All right, so we're going to start with our waltz box. Okay, if you're feeling comfortable with just your box step, go ahead and get yourself into a dance hold. Leaders, your left hand is up. Your right hand is out and in front of you as if you have a partner in your arms. Followers, your right hand is up and your left arm is out in front of you as if it's resting on your partner's arm. Once more, that love is the key. All right, nice big steps. Remember, waltz is a progressive dance. Beautiful. Okay, so now let's just go side to side. Just feel your body sway side to side. Let your arms work out in front of you. Good job. All right, let's do some squats. Get your legs active. Let's do about 10 of these, shall we? Heaven sent these wings were meant to grow once more. That love is 2 more. Lovely. Side to side. Touch the sky, the eagle and the dove. Nightingales, we keep our sails filled with love. All right, back to your box step. Every song, our future song, to sing it must be free. Every heart is from the heart, and love is still the key. And love, it seems, may fly in dreams to bring you home to me. Nice job, everybody. Beautiful. All right. Good job. All right, so we got our bodies warmed up. So now let's start going through all the patterns that we went through in weeks 1 through 3. If you are new to this class, like if you missed any of the weeks, don't worry about it. We're going to go through all of the patterns. Hopefully, the patterns are easy enough that you can just pick them up as you go along. But if you struggle with any of them, if any of these patterns just sort of don't seem like they make sense, I'm going to post a companion video at the end of the class tonight that will show you all of the patterns that we've done, plus the amalgamation of all of the steps back to back to back with music. So it will really give you a chance to see what everything looks like with a partner and with music. All right, so we've already done the box step just to kind of get our bodies warmed up. The first move that we did was a box step with an underarm turn. Box step with an underarm turn. So leaders, you're going to start with your left feet, and you're going to start forward. You're going to go forward, side, together, back, side, together. Now, this is your second box. On the second box, you're going to raise your hand. As you go backwards on your right foot, the left hand goes in the air, and you keep your box step going. Back, side, together, forward, side, together. By that point, your partner should be back with you, and you finish the last box step. So it should be a total of 3 boxes altogether. 1 box together. On the second box, I lead the turn, and I finish my third box when my partner comes back towards me. Try it again. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Second box. 1, 2, 3. Raise the hand. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. My partner's back with me, and I finish my box step. So that's a box step with an underarm turn. Let's do the followers part so you can see how those two go together. And then we'll talk about a variation on that turn. All right, so here we go. Followers, you're going to start with your right foot back. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is the second box. Now the hand goes up as you step forward on your left foot. You have 6 total steps to get all the way around. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you finish that last box with a forward and side together, and you're back with your partner. Does that make sense? So you do a full 360-degree turn over the course of 6 steps. The biggest mistake that I see people make is that they try and get through that turn in less time than they actually have available to them. So try and take a total of 6 steps before you get back to your partner. Let's do it again. Here we go. Backwards on your right foot, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Second box. 1, 2. Hand goes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Finish the third box. 1, 2, 3. All right, so that is our box step with an underarm turn. I talked about there being a variation that you could do on this. And leaders, that's really in your court. So what's going to happen is when you raise your hand for that underarm turn, you have the choice of just maintaining your box in position, or you can actually go meet your partner midway through that turn. Let me show you what I mean. So if I do my box step, when I do my second box, that's when I lead the turn. 1, 2, 3. By this point, midway through the turn, the first 3 steps, my partner should be out to my left while my hand is up in the air. As I step forward with my left foot, I could just simply maintain my box as per normal, or I could turn 90 degrees to my left. As I step forward, I can go 1, 2, 3. It allows me to meet my partner midway through the turn, and then we finish that third box all together. Did that make sense? So I can turn my forward step, meet my partner, and kind of cut off that turn a little bit. Let's try that again. So we go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's the second box. I raise the hand. I turn my forward step to meet my partner, and then I finish my box step. Now, I think that's really nice for a couple of different reasons. One, it provides a little variation on that underarm turn so that the follower isn't doing all of the work. The second thing it does is it does allow me to have a little bit more control as the leader about where we end up on the floor. Because I can actually use that underarm turn to change my alignment when I'm on the floor, and now I have a whole different part of the floor that I can use for other patterns. So let's really quickly do the followers part on that underarm turn where the leader goes to meet them midway through. For the most part, it's the same step for the follower. So we go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Here comes the lead. I go 1, 2, 3. Now my partner's over here. As they step forward, they're going to turn to the left. So now I see that and I can meet them right here. So as the follower, it actually makes my job a lot easier. I don't have as far to travel, but I do still have to finish with the last half of my third box. 1, 2, 3. Let's do that one more time as the follower. And on 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Second box, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I see my partner out of the corner of my eye. I meet up with them, and then we finish our third box together. All right, so that's the box step with the underarm turn. Let's do our next pattern. This is called a twinkle. A twinkle is essentially the waltz's version of the promenade. And if you know these other dances, say tango or foxtrot, the promenade allows you to move across the floor at a perpendicular angle rather than continuing to stay facing the same direction. So the way that the twinkle works for the leader, it's also actually a nice little step to kind of get me out of trouble. So if somebody's right in front of me, I can kind of look the other direction and move myself out of the way of somebody who might be dancing near me. So I'm going to step forward, side together. And on the side together, I'm going to turn a little bit to my left. So now my nose and my toes are both facing that direction. But you'll notice my arms, my frame, my body is still pretty much towards my partner. So I don't turn my entire body to the left. I actually just turn my head and my feet while my upper body stays with my partner. Now, instead of going backwards with my right foot, I'm going to step forward with it. Forward, side, together. And you see that I've moved my whole partnership about 3 or 4 feet to the left. Okay? Let's do that again as the leader. Here we go. And a 1, 2, 3. My arms are to my right, my head and my feet are to the left. I step with my right foot. 1, 2, 3. The single hardest part about this step is remembering to change your weight. So leaders, make sure you are always going left, 2, 3, right, 2, 3, left, 2, 3, right, 2, 3. That's going to be a common refrain for me tonight. So please remember, this dance is much easier if you always remember that every third step, you change weight to the other foot. Okay? Let's do that one more time, leaders. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so let's talk about the twinkle as the follower. So, followers, what you're going to feel is as you step backwards, you're going to feel your partner push you slightly to your right. So that's going to make your feet and your head turn to your right. But you're going to feel like the frame stays in front of you. Your arms are going to stay with your partner. Now you're going to go with your left foot forward and side together. Okay? So it's the same rule for the followers as it is for the leaders. If you start with your right foot, you'll go 2, 3, and then you've got to go with your left foot. So again, every third step, change the feet. Let's do that twinkle again for the followers. Ready, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So that's what we call a simple twinkle. Great step, really practical, a lot of fun, looks really nice on the floor as well. Okay, and the third step that we did in week number 1 is called the progressive. Now, waltz is, as you can tell, I'm in a nice big room. I've got lots of space that I can move. So far, the box step, the underarm turn, and the twinkle don't take up a lot of space. Now, right now, a lot of us don't have a whole lot of choice besides dancing in a small space. So maybe the progressive is not going to be the most practical of steps for you. However, I can say with confidence that at some point in the future, we will all be able to get back on the ballroom floor and actually dance around other people. I don't know when that's going to be, but it will happen at some point. When that happens, we need to be the kind of dancers that move around the room so that we're taking up space, so that we actually progress, so that other people, when they're coming behind us, don't run into us. We don't want to be speed bumps. We want to be moving with the traffic. And that's what the progressive step is for. Now, the progressive step is really pretty easy. The hardest part is, just like the twinkle, remembering to change your weight. So what we're going to do in this step, leaders, you're going to start with your left foot. You're going to do the first half of your box like we've just been doing. We're going to go forward, side, together. But now, instead of going backwards with my right foot, I'm going to take that right foot forward. Forward, side, together. So now I've actually made my box progress down the floor. So let's do the first half of the box again. 1, 2, 3. Now it's my right foot's turn. Again, instead of going backwards, I'm going to go forward, side, together. All right? Let's do that again with a proper dance hold. Here we go. So, progressive step, and left, 2, 3, right, 2, 3. Left, 2, 3, right, 2, 3. And again, that was the leader's part. All right? Now followers, pretty much the same deal for you, except all of your first steps, instead of deciding together, all of the ones are going to be backwards for you. All right? So let's start with your right foot. So you're going to start with the first half of your box. 1, 2, 3. But now instead of stepping forward, which is what you normally do with the left foot, you're actually going to take it backwards. And 1, 2, 3. Let's do that again. First half of your box. 1, 2, 3. And again, left foot back. 1, 2, 3. So now again, you can see the progressive starts to move us down the floor. Again, it makes the waltz so much more interesting, and it actually becomes something that has some practical movement to it. So why don't we do this? We've done the first week's patterns. Let's put a little music on. We'll do a box step with an underarm turn. We'll do a simple twinkle, and we'll do a progressive, and we'll do all of it to music for both parts. All right? Let's give that a shot. All right, leaders first. 1, 2, 3. Box step.
My friends are all
second box. Raise the hand. Beautiful. Let's do another underarm turn, but this time we're going to go meet our partner. Here's our second box. Now turn as you step forward. Nice. Okay, how about a simple twinkle? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Again. Nice. That was great. Let's do the progressive as the leader.
It's all that I can do to keep myself together somehow. Since you're gone, I don't know where.
All right, great job. So those are the leader's steps for our first 3 patterns. Okay, so I just got a question, which I think is worth answering. Sorry that it took me a second to notice that question. If you are following along on our YouTube channel, as there are a few people who are right now, you have the opportunity to ask questions. So I honestly find that that's the easiest way to follow these classes, just because it's a lot easier for us to interact. So again, feel free to follow us on our YouTube channel. This is also streaming live on Facebook, which again, you could try questions. It's just a little easier for me to see it on the YouTube channel. All right, so Marianne asked a question on the YouTube channel, which is, what is the footwork as we do the underarm turn? So footwork, in case you're not familiar with that term, is the part of our feet that we're using as we do our steps. And I'm not spending a lot of time talking about footwork at this point, simply because I want us to get through some patterns, but I think it's a great question. Generally speaking, in waltz, the footwork, if you are going forward, starts with a heel, goes to a toe to the side, comes together with a toe, and ends with a heel. Then when you step backwards, we say toe, heel. Then we step to the side, toe, toe, heel. Now, if you think about the underarm turn is essentially 6 forward steps. So the way I like to think about it is 2 forward halves of my box, because I'm going forward for all of those steps. So whatever the footwork is for the forward half of my box is going to be repeated twice for my underarm turn. So that footwork for the normal forward half of my box is heel, toe, 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 heel. And essentially I'm going to do that twice in a row. So as you're practicing this, you can actually do 2 forward halves of your box. So you would say heel, toe, 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 heel, toe, 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 heel. But obviously we don't do it kind of like that. We do it in a straight line with a curve. So it would look like this. Heel, toe, 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 heel, toe, 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 heel. Okay, so again, that's kind of quick and dirty, but the general idea is heel, toe, 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 heel times 2. All right, so let's carry on. I was doing the followers part for those first 3 steps of our steps. Here we go. Followers. Let's do the box step with an underarm turn. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's the second box. Here's the turn. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Good. Let's do that turn again, but this time our partner's going to lead us. There they are. Let's do a simple twinkle. Try it again. Nicely done. Let's do a progressive step. 1, 2, 3. All right, well done. Okay, good job. So we have now done all of our patterns from week 1. Let's move to week number 2. So the fun part about week number 2 is that we went into our twinkles. So the twinkles, we already learned the simple twinkle, all right? So the nice thing is that the more advanced twinkles essentially build on that basic action. So leaders, the first twinkle that we're going to do is what's called a turning twinkle. This is very simple and straightforward for you, leaders. You're going to start your lead with a simple twinkle. You're going to go 1, 2, 3. Now you're going to step forward, but instead of going to meet your partner, you're going to maintain this position that you're in. So you're going to take 2 forward steps and then close your feet on step 3. So you start with your right foot, you go 1, 2, 3. I maintain my position. The only thing I'm going to do is that between steps 2 and 3 is I'm going to bring my arms and turn my partner. Now I'm going to step backwards on my left foot, 2 steps, 1, 2, close on 3, and again, turn my arms the other direction. Now I'm going to end with just a regular twinkle ending. I'm going to step forward, side, and together. All right, so there was a little bit going on there. So again, I face the same direction the entire time throughout this pattern until the very end. The only thing that I'm responsible for as the leader is to bring my arms left and then to bring my arms right. Okay, so let's try that again. So we do simple twinkle. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Step forward, forward, close, and bring your arms to the left. Forward, forward, close. Step backwards, backwards, close. Take your arms to the right. Backwards, backwards, close. Now let's do our regular twinkle ending. Forward, side, together. All right? So that is the leader's part. One more time, and then we'll go through the follower's part. Ready, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, so you might be wondering, what is that doing to my partner? What are we trying to accomplish through these turning twinkles? So let's go through that. So here's what the follower is going to do. They're going to do their simple twinkle, just like in the beginning. 1, 2, 3. Their arms are going to be a little bit to their left. Their head is going to be a little bit to the right. They are also going to go forward, forward, close. But because the leader is taking their arms to the left, I'm actually going to be impelled or compelled to turn to my left. So I step forward with my left foot. I'm going to step forward, forward, close. That makes my body turn when they bring their arms to their left. Now I'm going to step forward, forward, close with my right, and I'm going to end up turning to my right because they're going to take their arms across again. Forward, forward, close. Now we're back to our initial twinkle position. We're going to finish this up by facing each other. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there was a little bit that went on there, but I think you can keep up with that. Let's try that again. So again, follow us. 1, 2, 3. Twinkle position. 1, 2, turn. My head is to the left, my arms are to my right. I'm stepping outside partner as the follower. Step with your right foot, followers. 1, turn again. Back to my original twinkle position, and I close up right here. All right, let's do that one more time with me talking a little bit less. If there's something about this that's lacking some degree of clarity, feel free to drop it on the YouTube chat window. I can see it there. All right, here we go. Ready, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, so that is what we call a turning twinkle. Now the next step is actually a little bit easier, but requires a slightly more advanced dance position. This next step is called a fall-away twinkle. Okay, fall-away twinkle, the hardest part about fall-away twinkle is the maintenance of your dance position. Once you are in your promenade position for the twinkle, you have to maintain that over the course of the next couple of measures. The hardest part, just like we've been talking about, is remembering to change your feet every 3 steps. If you don't change your feet, these steps become very difficult and very confusing. All right, so let's go through the leaders part. So here we go. Let's do a simple twinkle. 1, 2, 3. Now, leaders, you're simply going to step forward, forward, close. You're going to leave your arms to your right. There's no bringing the arms across. You maintain that position of your arms to your right. Right foot. 1, 2, 3. Now you're going to step backwards with your left foot, maintaining your position facing this direction. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to close up this twinkle like we've always closed up our twinkles all throughout. 1, 2, 3. So essentially what this position is it is maintaining that twinkle position while we move forward and back. It's a really nice step to use on a social dance floor if somebody's kind of in front of you and they don't seem to be moving out of your way very quickly. It's a nice way to essentially kind of rock back and forth, kind of holding your position till they get out of the way, and then you can move forward from there. And it looks really neat too because both of us have such a strong outside head position that it looks really nice on the floor. All right, let's do that again as the leader. Ready, in 1, 2, 3. Step forward, forward, close. Step backward, backward, close. Step forward, side together. All right? Now I'm going to do that one more time as the leader, and what I'm going to say out loud is left 2, 3, right 2, 3, so that you can remember which feet you're supposed to be using. Okay? So here we go. And left 2, 3, right 2, 3, left 2, 3, and right 2, 3. Okay? Let's try that as the follower. So followers, you actually have the exact same pattern as the leader, just the exact opposite, right? So if you were mirror images of each other, that's what you'd be doing. You start with your right, everything else is the same. Let's give that a try. So we go into our twinkle position. 1, 2, 3. I step with my left foot, forward, forward, together, backward with my right. 1, 2, 3. Again, we finish up with forward, side, together. Now, as a follow-up to Marianne's question about what the footwork is for the underarm turn, just because we're going forward for 2 steps in the twinkle does not allow us to take 2 heel leads. You only get 1 heel lead. The rule in waltz is you do heel leads if you're stepping forward and it's a 1, okay? If it's any other beat than 1, you know that it's a toe, all right? So again, you have to be moving forward and you have to be on beat number 1. So let me show you what I mean by that. So here we go as the follows. I go 1, 2, 3. I'm about to step forward with my left foot and it's a beat number 1. 1. I'm about to step forward with my right foot, but it's beat number 2. So this is actually a toe, and then I close my feet. I'm going to step backwards with my right foot. 1, 2, 3. Now I close up. Again, this is a forward step with my left. It's a heel. 1. This is a side step, and it's a 2, so it's a toe. 2, 3. All right, let's do that again with me talking a little bit less. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. So that's what we call the fall-away twinkles. All right, the last pattern that we did on week number 2 was called our hesitation with a left turn. Hesitation with a left turn. All right, so here's what that looks like for the leader. So what we're going to do is you're going to be stepping, essentially you'll be doing your box step. You'll be going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. As the leader, all of a sudden I notice that I'm kind of running out of room. So I do what we call a hesitation, which is essentially a pause. So I step forward and I hold my feet. Now, instead of stepping to the side or doing anything with my right foot, I literally just hold it underneath my body. So now I wait on beats 2 and 3 as I step backwards with my right foot, because that's the foot I would normally step backwards with. I'm going to turn it a little bit. Back, side, together, so it turns me 90 degrees to my left. So that's called a left turning balance step. Okay, let's try that again. So I go 1, hold 2, 3, backwards, side, together. All right, let's do that again. Step forward, hold 2, 3, step backwards and side together. Again, just a nice little practical get out of trouble sort of step. Let's do that as the follower. So followers, you step backwards on your right foot. Backwards, 2, 3. So the partner didn't move to your left, so you don't take that side step as you normally would. Normally, a good leader will put a little pressure on your back so you'll feel that you're not supposed to take that side step. But as long as you can feel that your partner didn't move, you can also get the idea that it's not a side step. So again, you step backwards, you hold 2, 3. Now you step forward, you can feel your partner start to turn, so you turn as well and side together. Now, followers, because you are the one moving forward and there is rotation, you move, here's the pop quiz, you move more or less than the person moving backwards. You know the answer to that question? Anytime there is rotation, whoever is moving backwards moves less or rotates less than the person moving forward. And the reason for that is because the person moving forward has to get around the person moving backwards. So if the person moving backwards takes a big step, it makes the person moving forward have to take an even bigger step. So we try and accommodate for each other. As the follower, since I'm the one moving forward on this rotation, my step size is bigger than the person moving backward, even though they're the ones leading. Does that make sense? All right, let's give that a try again. So I go 1, hold 2, 3, forward, side, together. Let's do it again. Backwards, hold 2, 3, forward and side together. So that's my left turning balance step. So why don't we do all 3 of those patterns, the turning twinkles, the fall away twinkles, and the left turning balance step. We'll do it all to music, shall we? Here we go. All right, here we go. Let's do the turning twinkles first as the leader. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice job. Fall away twinkles. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And a left turning balance step. Again. Lovely. Great job. Let's try all 3 of those steps as the follower. Turning twinkles. Nice. Fall away twinkles. Balance step. One more time. Gorgeous. Great dancing, everybody. All right, well done. That's a great song. Okay, so we have 2 more patterns to get through. These were the steps that we did last week. The first pattern that we're going to do is called a 2-way underarm turn. Now, both of the patterns that we have left are a little bit complicated, but I think you can handle it. Again, if there's any questions about these patterns, we're going to reference our companion videos. I'm going to link those at the end of the class tonight, okay? So you can see everything, dance to music, plus fully explained. All right, so 2-way underarm turn. Let's start this as the leader. So we go. 1, 2, 3. We're going to start leaders with an underarm turn. 1, 2, 3. Now, just as I taught you earlier, we're going to turn to meet our partner, but we're going to try and intentionally leave some distance between you and your partner. So you step forward and maybe move backwards a little bit to leave some distance between you and your partner. So right now, you've got your right foot free, leaders, and you're going to switch places with your partner. So they're right directly in front of you. As you switch places with them, you're going to bring your hand to your right, which is going to cause them to do an inside turn. So leaders, step forward with your right, take your left hand across your body. That's going to cause them to turn. 1, 2, 3. And you'll notice that I closed my feet at the end. So now we're actually side by side. I changed partner, I changed position with my partner. They did an underarm turn. Now we're side by side. The feet that we're actually going to use are the feet that are closest to each other. So the follower is going to move with their right. I'm going to move with my left. We're going to do what I like to call a three-legged race. We're going to move those legs that are closest to each other. We're going to step towards a point about 3 or 4 feet in front of us and meet up right there in a twinkle position. So I'm going to step forward, side, together. I'm going to put my hand on their back. We're in twinkle position. We just end with a twinkle ending. 1, 2, 3. There's a few pieces in there, isn't it? So here's what that's going to be again. We do an underarm turn, leave a little space between the two of us. We switch places. I give them an underarm turn when we switch places. And then we do a three-legged race and end with a twinkle. Okay? Let's do that again. So we got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's start with an underarm turn. 1, 2, 3. Leave some distance. 4, 5, 6. Switch places. Lead them to a turn. 1, 2, 3. Three-legged race. Meet them in the middle. 1, 2. We're in twinkle position, so let's end it with a twinkle. 1, 2, 3. All right? Pretty nice. Let's go through the followers part. So followers, you just have the natural opposite of all of that. So you go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You're going to be led into an underarm turn. 1, 2, 3. You see your partner coming to meet you, but they don't meet you. They intentionally leave a little bit of distance. So now they start to raise your hand to the left, which makes you want to do an inside turn. You're going to step with your left foot. 1, 2, 3. They are now beside you. You've got your right foot free, so you're going to step forward in that three-legged race. We're going to both step towards the same point, about 3 or 4 feet in front of us. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put my hand on their shoulder. We're in twinkle position. We finish up 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that is the followers part for the two-way underarm turn. All right, so let's try that again. Here we go. So again, box step, underarm turn, switch places, three-legged race, end with a twinkle. All right, here we go. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's start with an underarm turn for the followers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to switch places now. Left foot followers. 1, 2, 3. We're side by side. We're going to do a three-legged race. Right leg followers. 1, 2, 3. We end in that twinkle position. And 1, 2, 3. All right? So that's the two-way underarm turn. A lot going on there, but again, watch the companion video at the end of the class tonight. You'll get a good sense for how that looks. All right. And then our last step that we did last week is called the progressive twinkles. Okay, now the progressive twinkles essentially allows us to move down the floor with just a little bit of fancy kind of side-by-side action going on. I love this step. It just makes the progressive feel a little bit more interesting. All right? So leaders, here's how this works. You're going to step forward, side together, but you're going to add a little bit of rotation at the end. So you see I kind of turn about 45 degrees to my right. So now what's going to happen is when I step forward with my right foot, I'm actually going to step a little bit to the side of my partner. The way I make room for that so that my partner feels like they're not going to get walked all over is that I actually turn my partner just a little bit with my right hand. So as I do the forward half of my box, 1, 2, 3, I turn my partner just a little bit. That puts them just a little bit more to my right side. I step forward with my right leg and I go forward, side, together. Now I put them a little bit to my left. So now I step forward with my left foot. Again, stepping outside my partner. And 1, 2, 3. Let's do that 2 more times. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. And then I just go back to my box step. So essentially, this is an outside partner progressive action. We call it progressive twinkles. All right, let's try that again. Here we go, leaders. So we go 1, 2, slightly turn your partner so that you can step to their side. 1, 2, 3. Turn your partner so they're slightly to your left side, giving you room to step to their left. 1, 2, 3. Let's do that 2 more times. 1, 2, 3. Last one. 1, 2, 3, and finish up with a box step. Okay? All right, followers, you're essentially going to be doing the same thing, just kind of backwards. All right? So here's what you're going to do. You're going to be starting with half of a box. You're going to go 1, 2, 3. You feel your partner kind of over-rotate you a little bit, so you feel like you're kind of slightly twisted to your left. That gave them a little bit more room on your right side. So now you step backwards with your left foot as they step to your side of your body to your right. 1, 2, 3. They're going to overturn you a little bit, which is going to give them a little bit of room to your left side. 1, 2, 3. Again, they may have a little bit of room to your right. One more. 1, 2, 3. And then we go back to our box step. Now, let me talk a tiny bit about something that feels a little bit weird for both partners. So whether you're the leader or the follower, because you're stepping to the side of your partner, sometimes it can feel a little weird because they're not stepping with the leg that you're closest to. If you think about our regular box step, normally when I step forward with my left, my partner is stepping backwards with their right. So it kind of feels like I'm mirroring what my partner's doing. It feels pretty natural. When we do the progressive twinkle, we are actually stepping with the leg that is sort of stepping towards the leg that's not moving. So that can be a little disconcerting for both the leader and the follower. So it's really important that you keep in mind which leg you're supposed to be using. Because your brain is going to say, oh, I should move the leg that's closest to the person that's moving, right? So if I'm the follower, if I see their right leg coming towards me, I'm going to want to move my right leg because that's the one that's closest. But that's not the leg you should be using. You should be using the left while they use their right. Otherwise, we end up in all sorts of trouble. So try and remember, say to yourselves, left, 2, 3, right, 2, 3. Let's do that step again. Followers as the progressive twinkle. So we go 1, 2, 3, left foot. 1, 2, 3, right foot. 2, 3, left foot. 1, 2, 3, last one. 1, 2, 3, and back to your box step. All right, nicely done. Let's really quickly dance those last 2 steps to music, and then we'll wrap it up for Waltz in August. Here we go. All right, so 2-way underarm turn and progressive twinkles. Here we go. 2-way underarm turn as the leader. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. Underarm turn. Meet them, create some space. Switch places. 3-legged race. End with a twinkle. Nice, good job. Let's rotate our box. Progressive twinkles. Step outside partner. Outside partner again. 2 more times. All right, good job. Let's try both of those patterns as the follower. Here we go, underarm turn, followers. I see my partner coming to meet me. They left some space. We switch places. 3-legged race. Twinkle ending. Beautiful. All right, let's try progressive twinkles. Please step to your side. To your other side. Oh, I'm running out of camera. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. Last one. Beautifully done. Good job, everybody. Whew. Feel like we got through a lot tonight. You guys did great. That was really good. All right. So, as you know, we have different classes every single night of the week here at Briora. We have our Argentine Tango class, which is every Tuesday at noon here on the West Coast, taught by Slava. On Wednesdays is going to be Ruslan's Ballroom and Standard Technique class. That is going to be moving to Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. again here on the West Coast. So just be aware that's a different time frame. It's also still on Zoom, so that's a really nice class to join where you get some nice actual interaction and feedback from the instructor in real time. So that's a lot of fun. On Thursdays is going to be Alan's social dancing class. That's going to be a mambo class. That's going to be a mambo class for the month of September. And then Fridays, he rotates dances every week, so it just kind of depends on which week you jump in. Both the Thursday and the Friday class are both at noon here on the West Coast. And then Saturdays at 2 is Ava's international, what is she doing this month? I think she's doing international cha-cha here in September. So that should be a lot of fun. Definitely worth paying attention to. If you need more information about those classes, you can go to www.patreon.com/Briora, and you'll find out all the information about those different classes. You have to be at certain levels to jump in and join those classes. My recommendation is jump into, I think it's the third level, because then you have access to every class that we offer. We got some fun announcements coming down the pipe. My class in September is actually going to be a Foxtrot class. So if you want to jump into Foxtrot, we're going to skip next week because next Monday is Labor Day. So we'll be starting on whatever the follower. So let's see, I believe that would be the 6th of September is next Monday. So we'll be starting on the 13th, and we have 3 weeks of Foxtrot. So that'll be a lot of fun. All right, pay attention to this feed because I'm gonna drop in the companion video so that you have something to watch and look to see if any of these steps didn't make sense to you. It's been a pleasure working with you here in August. Have a wonderful September. We'll see you in 2 weeks for the beginning of our Foxtrot. Thanks, everybody.